kindred spirits. So I have been feeling a bit under the weather and feel like I needed to just slow down for the day, take a deep breath, and do something that makes me happy. And I thought maybe you could use the same thing and might like to see something that makes me happy, and I don't know, maybe it will make you happy too. My mentor brought me this large bag of treasures that contains a lot of antique lace and vintage lace and ribbon as well. So I thought I could go through and show you some of what was in that beautiful bag of treasures. I've also prepared myself a cup of tea. Can maybe tell my voice is a little hoarse just from being sick. So I have prepared myself a lovely cup of tea with a little bit of honey in it to help with my voice. If you want to pause the video and go get yourself a hot beverage as well to enjoy while we have a little tete-a-tete on lace and ribbon and wonderful treasures. So, all right. So I'm not really sure where to start. There's so much here. Let's just start with what I'm excited to show you. So the first thing that I would like to show you are these wonderful, some of them are hand crocheted and some of them I think are tatted pieces of lace. Some of them look like they might be vintage and some of them look like they are actually antique. It's a little hard to tell, I am guessing, because um, I go through my delineators and can kind of match up some patterns, but sometimes it's hard to tell because some patterns just stay in fashion for a really, really long time. So all of these are in super good condition. I am planning on washing them gently and doing a little bit of stain removal on them, but for the most part, these are in extremely good condition. So piece here, it's quite large, has like a diamond-esque motif on it. This is wonderful. I love it. And all of these pieces have quite a bit of yardage to them, which is really, really nice. Thinner piece, and it has kind of still a square motif to it. It's quite a bit of yardage to this one. I'm going to take the rubber bands off, though. Um, so all of these, so I have my bowl of needs to be washed. What's already in here is things I already had from my collection that I need to destain and just do a little bit of care with. So we're gonna add all of these into this bowl of gently going to be cleansed. I'm gonna put this aside. I'm kind of gonna sort as we go so I can put this all away after because I already put all the buttons away without thinking because I have all my buttons sorted by color. And as soon as I got the bag of goodies, I was like, ooh, color sorting. So those are all done and gone. And I'm sorry that I didn't show them to you first. And then my mentor stopped me and went, other people might like to see what you got and be interested in these treasures. And I was like, oh, whoops, sorry. Okay, so we'll do the bigger pile next. These are all like the larger pieces of lace, as well as like large pieces as in they're broad, but there's also large quantities of these. So the first one, this one I think is antique. It feels much older. If it's not antique, it's definitely vintage. It feels like it might come from maybe the 30s. Somebody's definitely put a lot of sizing into this, so I'm gonna have to wash some of that out. It's like a very pale pink. Not sure if you can really pick that up on the camera, but it's a very pale pink. Yeah, I like that. And there is a whole bag of this one. So there is quite a bit of yardage to go around. So I can either add this to a dress or a skirt or something larger that needs a lot of yardage. So that's really nice. This one is also kind of going, but needs to have some care done to it. And the next one I have here is a whole roll of this finer. This one feels more modern. This feels like it's probably new. But there's a whole roll of it. It's quite cute and pretty. So again, I'm not sure what I'm going to be using all of these for. This one doesn't need to get It looks like it doesn't need to get washed or cared for the same way, so I'm just gonna put that in a different pile. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm using this all for yet, but I'm excited to come up with things. This is another piece of more modern lace. It does have like this pocket sewn into it, but because I don't know if you can really pick up on this, but it is scalloped on the edge that's been sewn down. So if I undo it, it won't look funny. It won't look like I undid something that has a raw edge to it. So I'm probably gonna undo it in order to use it. It has a little bit of staining on this edge. These look like they're quite a bit older. Um, these are almost definitely antique. So there's this really pretty, again, this pale pink. I love it. It's so pretty. And it has like this triangular, let's see if I can, yeah, it has like a triangular design to it. And it's very dainty, and I really like it. And it's very different. I don't see something like this usually in the stores. So, but it does say, let's see, it does say it's from France on the bottom there. And then it still has this little label as well, which makes me really happy. But I'm very excited to do something with this. I'm not sure yet what I want to do, but it might go on to, I'm thinking maybe I have a bunch of shirtwaists, not shirtwaists, excuse me, waist fronts planned. So I thought maybe this would be very nice to go on one of the waist fronts, or I don't know. We'll have to see, but I'm very excited about this one. It also needs a little bit of care and cleaning, though, so it will go in the care and cleaning pile. And then this piece I'm very excited about because um, I had been trying to find some lace for the seafoam waist front, and I thought I had picked out a piece that I really liked, and I was happy with it. And then I saw this one, and I think I'm going to change my mind and use this one. And you'll see why. So I have a whole bunch of it, and it has this really pretty, like, seashell design to it. It's not like shout at you seashell, but it does have this kind of seashell look to it. So I think I'm gonna change my mind and probably use this on the shirtwaist because it's so pretty, and it has kind of the motif I wanted, and it's just lovely when something comes into your life that you weren't expecting, and it's the thing that you were looking for it, and you didn't even realize that it was out there, and it was just trying to find its way to you. So I'm so happy to have this piece, and I'm very excited to finish up the shirtwaist with this. And then I have a little pile of large pieces here. These are it's so hard to sometimes find really good large pieces of ribbon, especially that don't have like the plasticky backing to them. I don't like that. I just want ribbon, and I end up often ordering online from different places because trying to find things in local stores can sometimes be really difficult. I was excited about this one. I wanted to make this one into a belt for myself because I have a bunch of belts planned to just accessorize my outfits and to just give tiny touches of detail that are different for each, like different combinations. So I want some things that I can change up that aren't large sewing projects. And so I was very excited about this black piece of ribbon because it was like the perfect size for a small little belt. And then I undid it and I realized there was printing right on the middle of the piece. So it's not going to be very easy to use for anything. Unfortunately, I can use each end, but I can't use the full circumference because there's words printed on the middle. This piece, so these next three pieces I'm very excited about. I have this large silver ribbon. It has this side has a sheen to it, and then this side has a sheen, but it's almost a matte sheen. And I have a evening gown planned that is a blue silver color, and I think that this piece of ribbon might be the perfect color to go on that dress. So I'm very excited to maybe incorporate that into that project. And then I have, this is a very large, wide piece of white satin ribbon with quite a bit of yardage to this. I haven't even undone this yet. This definitely needs to get washed. It has some stains, and it just feels very kind of dusty and like it hasn't been cared for. But there is quite a bit of yardage to this, and it's a very beautiful wide piece of white satin that I could ruffle up maybe, or I'm not sure, but I'm excited to play with it because it is definitely wider than I normally find in the store. I don't even know if you could find something this wide unless you're shopping online, like on Etsy or something, and getting another piece of vintage. So I'm very excited about that. So that's going to go in the wash pile. These are in good condition, so I'll just put those to the side. You don't need to go get laundered. And then this piece I'm so excited about. First of all, it's a very pretty blue, and it doesn't have quite the same tint to it on the camera, unfortunately, but it's such a pretty blue. And there's enough here. It does need to get washed. It has staining all the way through it. Unfortunately, I don't know if you can see that yet, right? Or my fingers. There's some staining. And there's a few other places that are stained. But there's enough here, and it looks to be in good enough condition that I think I'm going to make this into a belt. I just, it's screaming sash to me, so I think that's what it's going to become. But I'm very excited about it. It's such a beautiful piece. So I'm going to do a little bit of care for it, and then I will figure out what I'm going to use it for. A lot of these pieces you're probably not going to see again for a while, other than that piece of lace that I'm going to use on the shirtwaist to finish it off. But these will definitely come back up later down the road when I have homes for them all to go to. Um, but yeah, I'm very excited with being able to work with all of these. So that is some of the treasures I got in the bag. I'm so happy to be able to share them with you and just slow down a little bit before I get back onto projects and speed up again. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed seeing some of the treasures that I was able to bring into my life. And until next time, friends, happy sewing!